A layer can be thought of as a container for drawing objects. There are two kinds of layers in Vectorworks: design layers and sheet layers. They serve different purposes. Design layers are where you create your design, and sheet layers are where you present your design. Let's take a closer look at these two kinds of layers. We'll start with design layers. When you open a new Vectorworks file, you begin on a design layer, ready to begin drawing and modeling objects. Click on Tools, Organization to open the Organization dialog box, and then click on the Design Layers tab. Let's look at some of the properties of design layers. Right now, there's only one design layer in the new file, so by default, it's the active or current layer. With the design layer selected, click Edit. In a new drawing, the default layer displays at a 1:1 scale, where a unit of measure in the drawing represents that unit in the real world. Click the Scale button. The Layer Scale dialog box allows you to set a different scale for that layer or for all layers. You should set the layer scale to the scale you'll need for most of your drawing output. For example, to fit a building plan on a standard size sheet, you would set the design layer to a scale such as 1:50. Most Vectorworks drawings have more than one design layer. If you imagine layers as stacked floors with distance between them, the stacking order represents their position in the stack. Each new layer is placed on top of the stack and by default becomes the active layer. The elevation sets how high each layer is from the ground, or elevation 0. The layer wall height can be used as a default value for walls drawn on that layer to automatically span the specified layer wall height. The scale, elevation, wall height value, and other parameters for new layers are automatically set based on the previous layer's settings. However, these parameters can be altered through the Edit Design Layers dialog box. This dialog box can be automatically invoked after the creation of a new layer by checking the Edit Properties After Creation checkbox. This behavior will become the default behavior until the box is unchecked. As you draw and model on the various design layers, you can see them in top plan view or in various 3D views. If you have a design series product, you can use the navigation palette to easily gray or hide layers to evaluate the design. Ensure that Unified View is enabled in the view bar so that all layers are displayed in the same view simultaneously. Disabling Unified View can make it difficult to keep your layers organized. As your project nears completion, it's time to think about presentation, documentation, publishing, and printing. This is where sheet layers come in. Typically, sheet layers are where plan, section, and elevation viewports are placed and annotated for final documentation. Viewports, which are like snapshots of the drawing created on design layers, can be placed on sheet layers. Unlike design layers, sheet layers always display in top plan view, and they are always at a 1:1 scale. Each viewport on a sheet layer can display with different scales, views, and rendering modes. The Sheet Layers tab of the Organization dialog box lists the sheet layers in the project file and their properties. The DPI setting, the property most likely to change, affects the printing resolution of raster rendered geometry, not vector geometry. Thank you for joining us. For more training resources, refer to our Getting Started guides. Remember, design layers are where you create your designs, and sheet layers are where you present your designs. Thank you for joining us. For more training resources, refer to our Getting Started guides. Have a wonderful day.